morning and welcome to our first edition of Life After High School. I'm Kayla Bruner.
And I'm Bryce.
Alright, so we're just going to chat a little bit about what life is like after high school. Well, I go to Slippery Rock University and my major is exercise science. And with that, I plan to further my education and get my doctorate in occupational therapy.
I go to Westminster College and I hope to finish my major in economics and then go to law school one day.
How are classes conducted? Well, I had a few classes that were big lectures, up to 200 kids, and you just kind of show up and find your seat. You don't really talk to anyone. Your professor doesn't know you, and you're just kind of a number in a big area. But I had other classes that were high school settings where I really got to know my teacher, joke around with them a little bit, and got to know other kids in my class. That's how I made some friends.
Almost all of my classes were really small. I think my smallest was maybe 8 students and my biggest was maybe 20. And then some of them are just a classroom setting where you're sitting at tables and chairs, and others are stadium seating where you're sitting in nice spinny chairs, but you get to look down at the professor and the blackboard. What are your favorite and least favorite classes?
My favorite class was my introduction to exercise science class because I was related to my major, so I felt like I wasn't wasting my time. I didn't mind waking up early for it because it involved what I wanted to do with my life. And it was an open discussion class. I got to know my teacher, joke around with her a little bit, and she would give us these in-class worksheets to work on with the kids that we sat around. So I really got to know people in that class, became good friends with them, got to voice my opinion in that class.
Yeah, my favorite class was probably my Spanish class. It had only 8 people, so we really got to connect with each other and the professor, and we got to know each other really well. And then my least favorite classes were probably my introduction speech class and inquiry class. And I just didn't like those because those were first year, you must have them.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of them felt like a waste, but
Right.
Most people will have those classes whenever they go to college.
The biggest challenge or surprise I faced in the first semester was definitely how much you need to study and managing your time. In high school, I didn't really study much, but could still manage to get good grades. But in college, it's not like that. You don't get review sheets that tell you what's going to be on the test. You kind of have to teach yourself a little bit, balance your time on your own.
Yeah, especially with the lecture classes, they just kind of stand up there and talk, and then it's your responsibility to take the notes and figure out what's essential and what's not. But for me, the biggest challenge was definitely time management. You go from high school having 8 classes a day, being here for 6 or 7 hours, to college, where you only might have 2 classes a day.
Your parents aren't making you go to class.
Yeah, you have to figure out how to spend the rest of your day. So if you choose to get on a Netflix, you're not getting off.
Right. If I could suggest anything at BHS to future incoming college students, well, it'd be to try to really challenge yourself and take your classes seriously, really do study. College is fun too, it's not just all hard work and studying, but I really was not prepared for how much you really had to try in college to do well.
Yeah, you're not going to have a study hall in college, so
yeah,
it's
and
not really worth
your teachers
filling.
don't tell you what's going to be on the test. Don't just rely on the PowerPoints they give you because you will not pass the test if you just look over the PowerPoint.
Yeah. What social extracurricular activities have you been involved in thus far?
I joined 2 clubs. Exercise science club and pre-PT club, physical therapy club. So I got to meet people that had similar interests as me. I made some friends that way. I didn't really get myself involved in sports yet. I really wanted to adjust to the college lifestyle first, make sure I could manage my time and get good grades without being too involved. But now that I know what to expect, I definitely want to join more clubs and maybe some intramural sports, things like that.
Yeah, first semester I was definitely focused more on adjusting to the academics. But next semester I'm planning on getting more involved. I'm hoping to be an RA and a few other
What's
things.
that?
A resident assistant, each floor has one, and they just sit there and make sure everyone knows what they're doing and is involved. How's your dorm and suite life?
Dorm life is fun because it's a big sleepover with everyone. You always have someone to talk to. You never really feel alone. But It can be hard. Like I just have an older brother, so I've always had my own room and like had my own things. Didn't have to share anything. Now I gotta share. That's a little hard for
share a
me.
bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, I have a community bathroom. That is not fun. And it's hard. Like there would be days where I'd have an 8 a.m. class and my roommate wouldn't have class till like 2 p.m. So like I'd be like walking around shining a light trying to find my clothes and stuff, and then they'd like rustle around in bed and get kind of mad. So you have to adjust to things like that. But it's fun. You always have someone to talk to.
Yeah, I don't mind living in a dorm. I think it's really cozy, and you get to really live on your own for a while. Who you get paired with, though, it's kind of random. My roommate and I have very different priorities in life, but we make it work. Do you have a job on campus yet?
I do not have a job, but I would advise you to get one because I am very poor and I can't afford to do a lot of things I want to do. But again, I just wanted to make sure I could like adjust to the college life, get good grades. So I definitely do plan on getting a job. If you want to go out to eat and do fun things like that, then you really do need one. I mean, it's not hard to manage your finances without one. Like you can get a meal plan, things like that. But
Yeah, I just have like an evening job through the school. It's called the Phonathon program, and it's really easy and it's a good way to make friends. But I would advise anyone to be really smart about your finances when going to college because it's incredibly expensive. And if you have to take loans out, that can impact your entire future.
apply to scholarships. Do as many as you can.
Yeah,
I
all
did
of
not
them.
do as many as I should have. And I have, like, you don't want to overwhelm yourself. Like, I have a friend that goes to Slippery Rock, and she works all the time. She'll be in her dorm for, like, 2 hours a day, and her grades were not that great. She didn't do very good on her finals. So if you get a job, make sure you can still manage everything else.
You just have to find a balance between your education, your social life, and maintaining financial stability.
What would you say are some of the good points and disadvantages of freedom and independence?
Well, the disadvantage is definitely not being able to manage your own time and just feeling like you're wasting all of it. Some of the good points are being able to be your own person and decide what you really like in life and what you don't.
Yeah, I feel like being on your own has its good and bad points. Like I said, your parents aren't there to tell you what to do, and they're not there to make you get to class or tell you to save your money. So you really learn how to be a responsible adult on your own. But, I mean, it's fun to be on your own, too. Break away from that shell, I guess. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for chatting about life after high school. And we'll see you next time.